everyone, Ivy Lee Gaming here, and today we're playing Dragonheir, Silent Gods. For today's video, we're gonna go ahead and go into the Violet Dragon weekly boss, and we're gonna talk about some strategies to beat it, especially if you're stuck. Alright, so I want to try to keep this as short and sweet as possible and just get to the point about what's going to help you guys to beat this if you're stuck. So once more unto the Tales of Plains. This is the Violet Dragon Grumag. You have multiple difficulties you can fight, but early on it's very hard. If you got stuck during the story and you just couldn't even beat the story version, don't worry, it's not just you. It happened to a lot of people, myself included. I couldn't beat it for quite a few days until I really sat down and manualed the battle and understood what to do. So, I mean, we know now it just takes a little bit of time or reading the skills, to be fair. It's at the end of the day, that's just what it comes down to. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. So we have two waves, right? So we have Utor here. You start out with him and you kill him once. Pretty simple. You should be able to get through that part easily. But it's the second wave that gets you. So he's going to revive himself and he is going to summon these amethyst monsters. When the amethyst monsters come up, you're going to need to kill whichever one is granting him invincibility. When he's under invincibility, he's not taking any damage. He's just sitting there chilling. So you have to make sure you're targeting the right monster in order to progress if that's where you're stuck. Of course, if you've got tons of amazing full board AoE smash like a Voresh, you'll probably be okay, but it's going to take more than one person doing that, honestly. Voresh alone isn't enough unless you really have some crazy gear, which is probably pretty doubtful if you're stuck on this early on. So that's the second wave is really the key. The first wave should be easy, and you can full auto that part. The second wave is the hard part, and then the third wave of the boss is pretty easy as well. He just does pretty much like the first part here of just some AoE damage, but he does add a stun, which can certainly be tricky. So you can bring in someone that can block debuffs, or you can bring in a debuff dispeller like Enna or Ekis. You can also just have higher resistance depending on the level, which it does tell us here at the top. So those are the main things to consider when coming in for the fight. Even though I'm sacrificing my own potential resources, I'm going to go back down to the first level just to show you guys beating it with like a team like this. This is using a couple basic single target damage dealers to do the job here. And that's just really going to be helpful. To be fair, you really only need one single target damage dealer. Ideally, I would have someone else besides a lightning character. And then we could have Hexandra instead, maybe. And then Eli could even be in here. Although he's not going to be the only damage dealer. If he's the only damage dealer, that's going to be rough because he cannot hit the whole board. So he cannot make sure that we take out one of the monsters. So you're still going to need someone else. Keep that in mind. With someone like him that has this limited range, you only can really target one side of things. So that's not going to be ideal. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be interesting, but we're going to play. I'm going to try to do that with this team anyway. But yeah, it would be a little bit better if I had a different poisoner built. Not, I like Hexandra for this. I do like her as well if she could stay alive with extra healing with Furboth, but she's not the best because she sacrifices herself. But Hexandra can do the job. But because I'm going to use my lightning characters, I'm going to stick with Enna to help give me that synergy and hope she can handle it here on the lower stages. So we want to make sure. All right, we have Furboth in here. He has enough accuracy to land the debuff. So we want to make sure that decreased attack is going to be on our boss because they do hit pretty hard here. I'm mixing and matching my teams. I've been mixing and matching my gear. My account is a little bit messy right now. But it's not about who I'm using or having perfect gear. I just want to show you guys what's going to help push through if you get stuck. But the point is just to show some single target damage and how we're going to target these amethyst monsters. So I'll let this roll. The boss hits hard, so survivability is key. Maybe I need better healing or better whatever. Like Furboth might need some better defense so his heals are bigger. So that's kind of the example. Alright, so we killed him once, but he revives. Now he's going to start off just attacking, and then he's going to start summoning his monsters here. But I think it's once he gets to a certain point, he's going to summon a amethyst monster. I'm kind of waiting to see the first amethyst monster come alive, and then we're going to manual our single target damage dealers. So I'm going to turn off the auto at the bottom. All right, see they're wiggling? So now my 2 single target damage dealers here at the bottom, and now we're going to manual. So this guy he has lightning coming out around him. He's the one providing Utor with an immortality or invincibility buff. So you want to take him out, or we can't do any damage to the main boss until we kill him. So we want to make sure we go directly boom boom him. See, I didn't even one-shot him with my legendary. That's sad. But hey, it's reality, it's fine. And he's dead now. Perfect. Alright, so now... I mean, we could try to take out this other guy, just one less guy to be doing damage to us real quick while we have the chance. And we're going to save our ultimate again for another round here. With the other amethyst monsters in the back, you can see that they're going to be popping up here in a second as well. I'm waiting for it. I know it's going to happen, and then we're going to boom. We're going to be ready. This is the good part. We're going to be ready. See, I have 2 ultimates ready. Technically, I could just... Alright. I could have just tried to attack the boss, but here we go. And again, the back corner one had the lightning all around him. That's the one that's giving the invincibility buff to Utor. So we're going to manually attack him and manually attack him with both my single target damage dealers. And he's still got a little bit of health left, but should finish him off here in a couple more hits, hopefully. Hurry up, guys. Come on. There we go. He's dead. So that buff is now off the boss and we can continue attacking. So now I think it's pretty safe to turn everything back on full auto and continue the fight. There we go, and we killed that guy. We're rolling, we're rolling. You just gotta wait for those amethyst monsters. Once they get wiggling, you want to be ready to attack. You don't have to hold your ultimates for as long as I did. I probably could have killed the boss a bit faster if I just let it go. But if you start to see a wiggle, definitely stop your ultimates from happening so they're ready to go. And you can take out the boss, especially if you only have 1 strong damage dealer, and that's a single target that can one-shot one of those little guys. You want to be ready to do so. So, alright, we're going to play out the boss fight here. This is a little bit long because the fight's long, but I do love the visuals here as well. So I'm not going to do anything special for this boss fight. I'm just going to let it go. Now, the only thing you could say if you do struggle with this boss fight, if the stunning is getting you, this is where I could manual Enna to make sure she's cleansing the stun every time. But I want to see how it lays up on full auto, or how it lines up, I mean. But yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, I hope I pointed out a few things enough. It's really not about, like, I don't need that legendary character. You could literally use, like I said, Notira. You could use anyone that's going to be a nice single target smack. Questa. Depending on your team, there's so many options. But the key is just to go ahead and make sure you're manually selecting the minion that has the lightning going around him in that second phase of Utor in order to get rid of that invincibility buff that's being placed on him so we can actually continue doing damage to the boss. And if you can get through the second wave, the third wave is very easy. I can't see anyone getting stuck on the boss instead of the first one, because I feel like the first couple waves really seem to hit just as hard as the actual boss wave itself at the end. Well, the dragon wave at the end, I should say, itself. So not too bad, honestly. I kind of wish I had done the higher level instead of that one. A little bit of regret there, but I did it. It's fine. I wanted to show it that way, even though I sacrificed being able to get a legendary scroll. It's fine. I'll use my worm arrow for that now. But that's all for today's video, guys. Really, it just comes down to taking the time to read the skills, right? That's really what it is. Understanding the boss's mechanics. Okay, if a monster gives him invincibility and it lasts until the monster dies, we gotta kill the monster. That is this boss in a nutshell. But hope this helps some people who maybe didn't quite notice that yet, or that didn't notice the lightning around the monsters that are giving that buff in the first place. But I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.